Hello everybody. We're up to our next RV upgrade and I'm going to get started on it. We did wanted to do the dash and I want to do some reupholstering on the dash and some of the parts. I'll show them to you and we'll see what we done. I never did like the color too much. So let me show you what they look like. All right everybody, I have finished reupholstering the two side pieces over the windows on the side. The original color was this color and I just wasn't a fan of it. I did a lighter color and then I also added a sound deadening material to the back side of it. Here again, I don't know how much that'll do in this area, but every little bit kind of helps with the noise reduction in the RV. All right, I'll shoot another one to get a little further along. Okay, I got my panels wrapped, and that's the back side of it. There's the little service panel right there, and then here's my other panel that goes up onto the side. Okay guys, we have removed all the stuff out from under the bottom and reupholstering that. And I'm going to run some wires here. Basically, if you look at the back of my valance here, you can see I have an LED strip that's running right here. We're going to add some stripping under here for some accent lighting. So while we got it apart, I think we're going to go ahead and get this wire run. All right guys, this is the front dash of the 2014 Sunstar Winnebago 26HE. I have just removed the lower section. I thought I'd take a little video so you can see what there is. Quite a few screws and clips. And there's the dashboard right there. And our next stop is remove the upper part of the dash. All right, we have removed the dash from the RV so that we can reupholster it. You will see what's interesting when they put that together. Look at the mouse that's been up in there. They wrapped that actually around the frame, so what it looks like, they set this whole frame, this metal frame right here, into it like a one unit and plug it in. That's kind of how it works. Now we got a lot of cleanup to do and a lot of work to do, but we'll get that cleaned up and get to work on that. All right, I've got the dash off, and at the workbench here you can kind of see we got it all pulled apart, and you can kind of see how they wrap it around on the metal frame. Now we're not going to do that. We're going to go in there and wrap it back around this here. But you can kind of see the foam. I just don't even know what to say. It just ain't nothing left to it. It's just gone. I mean, it's just history. I guess the sun and stuff worked on it till it just eat it up. So I don't think I'm going to have to be too fancy on my corners there, make them work. And I'm not an upholstery person, but looks like that's not too tough there, I would say. They hide that stuff. All right, well, I've got to clean this mess up, and I'll get you on the next part. Okay, here's the board. I pulled off the vinyl, and as you can see, it's in terrible condition. I guess the sun over the years just ate it up, but it's all got to be scraped down and redone. All right, I'm here working on the top to the RV, and you notice all this glue and stuff really is stuck to the top. But I found what works really good is mineral spirits. So what I did is I put the mineral spirits on the board, and I'm scraping off the majority of the of the glue and old foam. And then what I'll do, I'll go back, let this dry, and then I'll sand it real good. Make sure I got a good surface to reattach. All right, I have just finished covering my dash for my 2014 Winnebago Sunstar 26HE. And I think it's going to come out okay. This is what it looks like. I've added foam, replaced the foam, put new vinyl on it, and did a lighter color. I also, let me lift this up, I added in a noise reduction felt to hopefully help with the noise coming up from the engine. We'll see how that works. You know, I'm always on the noise. And let me get this piece, I'll show you how it fits. Okay, I put the piece on, it'll go over the instrument cluster. This is pretty much how it fits on there. I've just got it kind of sitting on there, and that's kind of how it looks. I'm going to wrap this piece next, and I'm not going to cut the vents out in my dash yet until this sets up for a day. So we're off to the next piece. This will be the next piece of wrap. I think this one will be kind of a hard piece, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is the dash. I have finished recovering it, and I did the over the console. I also added sound deadening underneath the bottom to kind of help with the noise, and I think it turned out okay, especially considering I'm not an upholstery person. So we've got the next two pieces will be this piece right here, and then those two pieces right there. And we'll do them, see how that turns out. Okay, we finished the next piece. This is the piece that goes under the bottom. We've got that all covered. It looks pretty good. And with all the other pieces, we've added the sound deadening to the back of it. All right, we're off to the next piece. Okay, here's our next pieces. I've glued the back, and there's two pieces right here, and we've got the glue there, and we're letting it set up. And then as soon as it sets up, we'll put it to it. Okay, here is my defrost vents. I have repainted them. These are the pieces that go around the steering wheel and under the bottom of it. And so I painted them satin black to go with the dash. So I think they came out okay. So we'll continue on. All right, we have finished cleaning and painting the center console. We're going to let that sit up a day or so and get good and dry, get that paint plenty hard. That circle you see in the center is a magnetic charger for the phone. And I've made videos on it before. It's a great idea, but center console's all full of junk all the time, so I don't quite use as much as I'd like. All right, well, we're going to be doing some things inside the RV next, and I'll show you them coming up next, and then we'll start putting stuff back together. All right, we have repainted our dashboard. It was brown, and we painted it in a satin black, and we're going to let that sit up for a few days. Make sure that paint gets good and hard before we start working on it. And of course, you know I'm always working on sound. So on the back side, if y'all can see it, I had a few pieces of sound deadening felt, and I've added it to the back of the dash. And when we get through with all this, we're going to see if all this sound deadening stuff helped. So that's the dash. We're working on that. My next thing, we got that done. My next thing is the cup holder. So pretty ugly console there in that funny color. So we're going to get that cleaned up and painted, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, here is the last three pieces I did, I wrapped them. Originally they were just plastic, you know, there wasn't any wrap on it, so I've wrapped them with a marine vinyl. I think they're going to come out pretty good. So we got them, and we're off to the dash. Okay, I've set the dash in there, and I put all my vents in there, so we're pretty good. I still have to glue my radio antennas down, and I've set the dash just in place. It's loose, so now I've got to start hooking everything up. So next step, let's get all the electronics hooked back up. Okay, on your dash there are 4 bolts on this Winnebago that hold the front of the dash top down. So you'll need to remove those bolts. One here, well, maybe there's 3 bolts I guess. 4 bolts. Okay, I've set the dash down and have bolted the front half. My next job here is going to be putting the screws, as you can see, in these brackets underneath. I won't be able to get to all of them, but I'll do the ones I can. Okay, I put the screws back up in here and back into that area. And you'll notice I've done some soundproofing around the top, and I put most of my wiring in wire loom. Cleaned it up a little bit. So as you can see, sorry about the sun so bright, there's the wire loom. I've cleaned most of it up. Didn't get it all, but I got a lot of it. Okay, I'm working on the dash, getting it part of the way back in. This is the top that I all reupholstered. The round piece that you see here was plastic. I reupholstered that in leather. Reupholstered the A-pillar and did that. The dash is painted black. It was brown, and we're in the midst of putting everything back together. So we'll keep you informed as it goes. And the color that you see was the original color. I like the light color a whole lot better. This is my cap that goes over the console on my RV, and I have wrapped it in leather or marine vinyl. And these holes here around the cap, the plastic tends to get old and crack. And so when I rewrapped it, I did these grommets here. So I added them grommets, and then I crimped them in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these buttons, like you see right there. Put them in and screw that console down, and then add that button right on the top. And I won't put it on all the way right now. And I think that'll give that a really nice look when it's done. And the cool thing is I'll be able to take the button off, unscrew this if I have to get into the console to do anything, and then I'll be good to go. And this will help reinforce the hole to make it work a lot longer. And I went all the way around all the top of the console, and the console looks something similar to that. Okay, here is I am putting back the lower section. You can see there's the upper, and as I'm doing the right side as you're standing inside. And this box you see right here is actually going to be some accent lighting underneath the dash of the coach, so I thought that was good. So I've gotten to about right here, about where we're at, and we're going to put this section back in. And this is kind of what it looks like at a distance. A lot of cleaning still to do, but we'll put the next piece in. Okay, we've wound up just about all the dash. We got one more A-column cover to put on, and we've got the bottom done. think that's looking pretty good. And we got a little bit more over here on the side to do. We got this ACOG pillar covered and put back up. We got our dash done. We got our buttons on the top of our dash. I think that turned out pretty well. I think overall it turned out pretty good. I got a couple indentations. I hope they'll straighten out as it heats up. But I think it turned out okay. I like the black dash, and I really like the light color. Really updated it, and then when you look, we went up and of course followed all along with the side covers and even down the columns. So we got all that squared away. We added a lot of soundproofing. Turned out pretty good. All right, so let's see, I'll crank it up. Also, while I was doing it, I added in accent lighting for the center tray, and I don't know if you can see it, but there is accent lighting underneath each side of the RV on the floorboard. I thought that was pretty snazzy, and I think this is it idle. Okay, I finished up my dash with my soundproofing, and I'm gonna, as soon as I quit talking, it looks like it's dropped down to about 51 or 52. Let's see what it looks like.